Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. This little machine and me are going places. Well, that's the plan. Places a long way away. And I was thinking, what tools would I need to take? So I thought the best way to do it would be to strip the bike down as far as I can confidently go in case I need to replace or fix or remove panels, etc. Service the brakes, change the pads, and basic maintenance, change the oil if necessary. So what I've done is I've stripped the bike down and put a set of tools together, so now I have everything. I can change tyres, change tubes, etc, etc. Basic stuff. So this video will show you that whole process, taking it apart, putting it back together, and exactly what tools I've got to take with me. The first thing to do, take off the engine bars, and this is held on with 4 bolts, 2 lower ones which are here and here, and the 2 upper ones here. And for that I use a socket 10mm. A spanner would obviously fit, but a socket's easier. Okay, that's the engine bars off, and quite an easy job. Next, on a standard bike, you would remove the front shield here with the side panels. It all comes off in one piece. Fairly obvious thing to do, but I've modified mine with a bash plate, so there's no need to do that because these won't go back on now anyway. Let's start by removing the seat. These straps are off my tank bag. Just move them out of the way. Take the seat off. So, for access to the batteries under this cover here, which is one 5mm Allen key for this screw here. The problem is, I've found the gap here around the panel and the rack, you can't pull it forward enough without stressing the connector underneath. So it's far easier just to take the rack off, which I'll do next. To remove the rack is as simple as 3 10mm bolts, one either side and one on this top centre. On mine I've made a modification. I've put this simple aluminium framework on to keep my bags off the exhaust, and it's bolted through the rack here, so I have to take that off first. Under this bolt there is a washer and a spacer, so be careful you don't lose those. Simple as that. The rack is off. Now take this bolt out here. And this pulls off to the side, and then it slides forward through slots and the lift off here. These projections here fit into these grooves here when you refit it, and to remove it you slide it forwards, to refit it you slide it back, and they are tricky to line up and they can get damaged and bent, and that's why I find it much easier to take the rack off. For access to the air filter is under the panel on the right hand side, and again one 5mm Allen key. You can tell I was not born for stage and screen, so why am I doing this? Pull it out at the bottom, slide it forward and waggle the connectors out the back. bolts, one here, bolts, screws, whatever. And there's a fiddly one here, which I find a short Allen key is necessary, because this in fact is very awkward to get on, even that one. So I've got a, where is it, tiny thing. Once the two fasteners are out of the panel, you just slide it backwards and it comes away. To remove the instrument panel, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws, and I managed to take mine out without taking the windscreen off, so I shall do that now, but I won't film it. Okay, that's the screws out of the instrument panel, and you can pull it back. There are wires, obviously, connectors underneath, which have to be unplugged, and they're under there, just here. To remove the windscreen, it's 3 bolts, 2, 3, and you also need a 10mm spanner at the back to take the nuts off. If you want to remove the windscreen mount itself, you can use either a flat blade or a cross-point screwdriver. 4 bolts or screws. To remove the front cowling now, there's a fastener there and there and here. I've also need to disconnect this plug from the loom. It's just the screws around the sides and the wiring plug. So you just have to be a bit fiddly. Now there is a cable attachment inside here, just a thing you can bend out of the way, it's like a support, and that takes your wires off. And that's it. One naked 300 rally. What you're about to see live on YouTube for the first time ever is a very nervous man about to take his fuel tank off for the first time. There is a little video of a guy in China doing this, who does this for a living, but I've never done this before, so let's see what happens. 4 bolts, one there, one this side, 2 at the back. That part should be easy, and then I assume, from what I remember, there's a load of connections underneath. Well, that's the bolts out. Maybe I should have run it and drained the tank. There's too much in it. What have we got under there? It's not coming easily. I can see an electrical connector, a bolt head. There's loads of things under there to take off. I'm not sure if I want to go any further. Maybe I won't film this bit. Come and look under here. There's 2 tubes there. There's the fuel filter here to take off. There's another cable connector there. And I'm not sure if I'm brave enough, or is it worth it? Oh, hang on. Maybe it won't be too bad. I'll get back to you. Phew, it's off. It was a bit fiddly underneath with all this stuff, because I didn't know, I've never done this in my life. But this is to do with overflow with a quick release, and again something connected there which is quick release, heaven knows what. This is a quick release fastener for the main fuel to the fuel filter. Here, 2 electrical plugs, which were very easy to do, and yeah, the tank's got fuel in it, but it's off and it's Easy. Well, this is all the tools I need to take with me. Everything in here is usable. I've got my chain loop in there, which I'm using heavy duty gear oil with a small tin of WD-40, a bag of spare parts, which is oil seals and front and bearings and seals for the wheels, plus a rear brake pads, plus an oil filter. I'm taking the original steel gear lever just because I've recently fitted the new aluminium one, and you know, I just want to be sure and have a spare in case something gets damaged. I've got spare valves, a few spare screws, cable ties, a bit of insulation tape, a series of sockets, screwdriver, and various Allen keys, as you can see here, adjustable spanner, small socket ratchet, small pair of pliers. These spanners will do what I need. Tyre removal, tyre valve fixing tools. This for the seal buddy. Friends just donated to me for cleaning around the front fork seals. I've got a spark plug spanner, these 3 tyre levers, and with the bead breaker included. I've got a nice T-handle for the sockets, a bigger socket lever for the big socket. This is for the rear wheel. A big Allen key here for the front wheel, a small hammer, and this is my handy jack for the rear axle.